Yeah, kitty, kitty, kitty. Yeah, come on. You want another one? Good boy. Good boy. And that, my friend, is today's special scene. Today is September 1st, 2022. And it's quite a fun day because today is Ginger Cat Appreciation Day. So we got Aslan being our special guest to open today's video and being little destructive, I see. For all intents and purposes, Animal hard to film. I mean, it looks easy when you watch it on Funniest Home Video or Animal Planet. You think you just set up a camera and they're going to do their thing. Well, let me tell you, one time we were trying to film Tiger eating his food. That's it. Just Tiger eating his food for the Johnny Tiger documentary. It took us a good hour and a half, maybe 2 hours, before we could cajole him into any semblance of cooperation. And that's even with a can of really fancy tuna cat food. And that was totally unexpected because any other time he would be so cooperative as soon as you open that can. Like as if he knew he was on camera. He would have none of it. So what you just saw today, me giving treats to Aslan, looks simple, but believe me, it took a little bit of trickery and setting up. Now that we have our little furry champion out of the way, we can move on to the actual action figure himself. And since it's Ginger Cat Appreciation Day, even though the figure today is not quite ginger, he is a cat and he has a lot of orange fur. So I figured that it's close enough. And also, this is one figure that was my kind of a holy grail for quite a long while, for about a couple of years, uh, at least. That I was looking for this action figure, and every single time I just kept hearing about him being available. Uh, and my action figure buddies in the US kept finding him on the shelf, but he was nowhere to be found here in Canada. Finally, I had to bite the bullet and just buy him from Amazon UK and finally get him into my collection. So, what figure is it that make me want him all that much that I would go out of my way to get him from the UK? It's a cat, of course, but not just any cat. Introducing Meowscles, the buff cat, the swell cat, the cat that is a bodybuilder, a double agent, a secret agent, uh, a cat that dressed herself in skinny jeans, bare chested, carrying a pair of Dirty Harry style pistol on his belt, a cat from the Fortnite video game. Now, as I mentioned before, I really have very little knowledge about Fortnite and I don't really care much for the concept. But the moment I heard about Meowso and his cat family, yes, there's more than Meowso. Meowso is a dad, and there's a little kitten, that's his son called Kit. We'll look at Kit another day. And then his wife, Lynx. I have not acquired Lynx yet, although I do have her on pre-order, and she should be here sooner or later. Uh, so yeah, I mean, this is the entire family of uh, humanoid cat that is uh, warrior, fighter, secret agent, uh, gunslingers, swordsmen, whatever you want to call them. Just fantastic. I mean, I am always a sucker for uh, animal themed action figure, and me being Johnny Tiger, anything cat related, it automatically go to the top of my list. And here he is, a cat that is a bodybuilder, uh, big muscles, uh, guns and knives, and he's some kind of a secret agent. Yeah, that is just too cool for me to pass on. And like right there, I don't need to know any of his backstory. I don't need to know if he's good guy or bad guy. I don't need to know anything about Fortnite. Just the fact that he's a bodybuilding cat who is a secret agent, good enough for me. Standing at around 7 inches tall and made by Jazzware in their Fortnite Brawlers line, a subline of the Fortnite legendary action figures, Meowscles is a very impressive hunk of a cat. In fact, he is one of the few figures in that line that's noticeably bigger than other characters from Jazzware's Fortnite action figure line. But even though he is bigger, he is well articulated, well balanced, and you can get him into all kind of muscle flexing, bodybuilding poses. It's just a lot of fun. Now, just on the design standpoint, depending on your preference, Miyazo is either super cool or super goofy. For me, he is so goofy that he is cool, or he is so cool that he is goofy. I mean, this is a big, muscular white guy's body with a tiny little head that's the head of a cartoonish cat. It's not even like a realistic cat. It's like a cartoon Hello Kitty kind of head with a big puffy cheeks and uh, cutesy looking eyes and a Y-shaped mouth, smiling and yeah, just it works. It's goofy, but it works. On his lower body, he wears skinny jeans, brown boots, and around his waist, he wears a pair of holsters with handguns in them, like Dirty Harry, or any kind of Western heroes or secret agent or special agent that you want to think of. He also is bare chested, showing off some very impressive physique, and he got suspenders. Uh, yeah, suspenders. That's weird. On his right bicep, there's a tattoo of a black heart with the name Lynx. That's his wife's name. Inside the heart. Yeah, that's really romantic. I mentioned before that some action figures have such good articulation schemes that the joints work so nice that it's a joy to handle them. I call them hand candies. Now, Miyazo is not quite in the hand candy category because some of his joints are a little bit limited. I mean, when you have muscles like that, they will limit your flexibility, so that's normal. Uh, but he is very close. He is a lot of fun to pose, and because he's quite well balanced, and all the joints are nice and tight, and uh, most of the joints that you want him to have, he has. He neck can turn, head can look left and right, and body can crunch forward and back, turn it left and right, and his shoulders can move, the elbow can move, his wrist can move, and he can also move his hips and knees and ankles. So almost anything that's movable on a human body, including his fingers, are articulated. And the joints are generally speaking very tight and very firm. So you can get him into some really fun poses. Now, like I mentioned, Meowso is not a ginger cat. But he is orange. He is more like a calico cat, even though this is a little bit of a wacky situation because most of the calico cats are specifically female. So for male bodybuilder cat to be a calico cat, by the way, calico, I was told, is black, white, and orange. Uh, the black on him, they don't really show that well, so we can say that he's orange or ginger. I mean, close enough. Whatever. He's a really cool cat. He's a really buff cat. Now, of course, because he's a little bit more expensive than other figures in this line, just being a cool cat or a very badass buff cat wouldn't be enough to justify this cost. So he also comes with some really cool accessories. First, he comes with this pair of pistols that we've seen holstered around his waist, and yeah, he can actually take them out of the holster and hold them in his hand, and even do some cool spinning tricks by hooking his fingers through the trigger guard, and like I have him do with his left hand on the screen right now, and he can of course hold them and aim them at a target. Yeah, these are pretty cool. I always find that characters with two guns are pretty cool to begin with. There's just a lot of cool factors. So this guy is even more cool than before. He's a cat, he's a bodybuilding cat, and he's holding two guns. But that's not even the end of it. For times when silence and stealth is a little bit more important, Meowscles can switch his weapon to a crossbow. And this thing actually fires. There's a trigger on the bottom, and if you push the button, it will shoot out the arrow. Not very far, but I'm not going to demonstrate it on camera just in case it go missing. And having things fall on the floor, especially something as small as a crossbow arrow, it's frustrating when you are blind. So I'll not demonstrate that on camera, but just suffice to say, it's a cute little gimmick, like those spring-loaded toys that we all had when we were children. But the crossbow and the pistol are not by far his coolest accessories. When things get nice and close and personal, and Meowso need to get down and dirty, he pulls out this pair of, I don't know, short sword, machete thing that just looks so wickedly cool that I wish I have something like that in my weapons collection. I mean, I don't even know how to describe these. They look like some kind of a wavy bladed dagger or machete with hand guards protecting the hilt and a ring on the end of the hilt that you can loop through your fingers, sort of like the karambit design. And most of you that watch my video know that karambit is one of my favorite knives of all time. So these melee weapons, these blades that Meowso uses, it's just so bloody cool. This whole cat, this whole character, it's just so cool that he's goofy. He's got really cool guns, he got really cool swords, he got a crossbow, and he's got a cat's head, super buff, muscular body, and yeah, he's just a very ridiculously uh, cool, over the top design. I love it. I totally feel that the times when I spent looking for this character, this action figure, was worth it. And in the end, even though I have to get him from the UK, it was totally worth it. So I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. And like I said, uh, we will show Meowso's son, Kit, in a future episode. And hopefully, eventually, when I get his wife, Lynx, then I can feature her in a video as well. For now, have a good night, and I'll try to do Fitness Friday a little bit earlier tomorrow.